Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to Because Multitudes. My name is Shawnee, and I am going to be stuffing some cash envelopes today. I'm very excited. My first video on budgeting and doing like a cash envelope system was a few weeks back. So if you're interested in that video, you can find the card somewhere up here. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and get started. So today, the first thing I want to do is count the money that I withdrew from the bank. This pay period, I withdrew $858. That money will be used for three purposes. The first is for my cash envelopes. So those are those variable expenses that we have every pay period, including gas or eating out, things like that. Money that's also included in here is for my sinking funds. So I do have all of that information written out in my digital tracker, and you'll see what that sheet looks like and how I'll be allocating the money in my sinking funds. And then in the final the final piece of this is for my 100 envelopes challenge. I started that after I made my first video, so I'll get into that quickly. Not much to it, but another way to save some money. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the relevant sheets here that I need, and we're going to get started with stuffing these envelopes. So that was paycheck 5. This is paycheck 6. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and count my money to make sure they gave me the $858 at the bank. For the cash that I withdrew from the bank, I have 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700, 20, 40. So that's 740, 750, 760, 770, 780, 790, 800, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that's $840. And then I'm going to count my ones last. So that's 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, and 58. So we do in fact have that $858 that will be stuffing. I do want to go ahead. So I don't have my cash envelopes yet. I am getting my situation situated, but I don't have my cash envelopes yet. I did just carry my cash in one of these A6 zippered envelopes. So I have $151 that I'm going to be able to roll over week, which is fantastic. So I'm just going to take that additional money out of here. So I had money left in gas, groceries, spending, and my miscellaneous money. Miscellaneous is just kind of like just a way to ensure like a cushion, a cash cushion, just to make sure I'm not, or I have a little extra in case of any emergency. So just to double check that this is $151, we're going to do 50, 100, 20, 40, 50, and 1. So that is $151. So now I'm going to add that up. So that's 151 plus 858 for a total of $1,009 that we will be stuffing into various envelopes today. So let's go ahead and get our money organized, and then we can begin stuffing these envelopes. our money organized, I'm actually going to put aside the $151 that has been rolled over and show you how I'm going to distribute that between my sinking funds and cash envelopes. My first binder, y'all, I'm making progress slowly but surely. I did get some A6 binders just to hold my envelopes for right now. Very excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, before I get to my A6 binder, I'm so excited about them. I'm going to go ahead and set money aside for the cash envelopes. So for this pay period, this is check number 6 of the year. So for gas, I'm going to just write out what I'm putting aside, or I have written out what I'm putting aside, and then I'm going to stuff that money into this little envelope that I've been using for my cash envelope until I get that situated. So for gas, we're doing $60. So I'm just going to take 20, 40, 60, and I am going to stuff that in my little makeshift cash envelopes. I'm so excited to purchase, or I did purchase cash envelopes. So excited to get those. Really looking forward to that. In groceries, I'll be stuffing $50. So I'm just going to do one $50 bill. In spending, I am going to stuff $80. Oh, I'm sorry. Eating out is next, y'all. So in eating out, I'm going to be stuffing $50 as well. But for eating out, I am going to divide up the money a little bit. So I'm going to do a 20, 2 10s, 1 5, and 5 1s. 1 2 3 4 5. Set that to the side. And now I'm just going to make sure this is $50. So you have 20, 30, 40, 5, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. So I am going to go ahead and just write what the balance is in my envelope. So I did 60. Oops. So now I'm just going to go ahead and write in what the balance is for my envelopes. So for my gas envelope, we have $60 now. For groceries, we have $50. And for eating out, we now have $50. I did give myself a $10 bump for this pay period. We'll see how that works itself out. So now we have $50 for eating out. For spending, I'm doing, or on here, miscellaneous is next. So I'm doing $20 for miscellaneous. This is just a simple like cushion just in case I end up spending more than I'm supposed to or necessary. For spending, I'm going to do $80. So I actually think for spending, I'll do a 50. I'll do a 20, and I'll do a $10 bill. Oh, too many. Straighten that out. So we have 50, 70, and $80. And that will be in the spending section. And then last but not least, I added date night. My fiance and I actually do have a day of the week that we set aside that we want to, or that we have date night on. And so I wanted to set aside some money for this envelope. So when my turn to plan date night comes along, I'll have a little cash to work with and we'll be able to, you know, set up the scene right. So I'm going to do $20 for date night, and I'm actually just going to slide this in the back of this envelope because I don't have one of my little bootleg ledgers for it yet. But that's it for my cash envelopes. And now we can move on to stuffing our sinking fund. So I'm going to start with our blue binder here. And very excited to stuff these envelopes, starting with annual fees. So now I'm just going to go to the next worksheet for me, which is my sinking funds worksheet. And the first category I have is annual fees, and that is $38. So I'm on an accelerated annual fees kind of stuffing right now for these envelopes, because what I found is, after writing out all of my budget, that most of my expenses and annual fees occur towards the first half of the year. So I want to make sure I have enough money to pay those. And I actually have my first one due coming up in next week, the first week in April. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff $38. So it's 20, 30, 5, and then get a couple of few ones here. So we have 20, 35, 36, 37, 38, which is what we're depositing. And now I'm going to add that to what's already in here. And we're going to count all of this up. I'm just going to get these bills organized here quickly. All right. In this envelope, we now have 20, 40, 50, 60, 5, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have $76 in this envelope. Now I'm going to go ahead and count just to make sure, or just to check the balance of this envelope. So we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 5, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have $76. So 76 in our annual fees. And like I said, I have a payment actually coming up for this, an annual fee payment coming up in April that I'll be, that I will actually be unstuffing from this envelope. Next is our car maintenance envelope. And in this envelope, I'm going to be stuffing $20. So we now have 20, 40, 60, $80. Slowly building up this envelope. Very, very exciting. Just to see that I'm saving money towards these sinking funds. Next is Christmas. Christmas generally gets 20. I am going to go ahead and double that to 40 this pay period. I did finally do a budget, and my goal for Christmas is $1,500 this year. So I'm definitely going to have to accelerate my saving. And so I'm going to do an additional 40 or an additional 20 in this envelope this pay period, which will put me at 20, 40, 60, 80, $100 for Christmas. I still have to say I'm so excited about this. I have never saved money for Christmas this early. And now we have that $100. Emergency fund. This is, of course, an emergency fund. One emergency fund. I have another with online banking, but it's great to have this money saved. So today I'm adding $25, and I'll do that with a 20 and a 5. I'm just going to get this situated. So we are now adding 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 20, 5, 30, 5, 40, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now we have $144 in our emergency fund envelope, which is amazing. And with the money I have saved in my online banking emergency fund, we're almost at $1,000, which is amazing. So for this pay period, I added furniture. My fiance and I are getting married in July. We're going to be moving in together at that time, and then we're going to want to redecorate our entire place. And so furniture is on that list. We'll definitely need lots of it. And so I'm putting $40 here. It's a very small amount, but just want to get this envelope started. So there we go. And we have now $40 in that brand new envelope. Next is gifts. Gifts is getting $30. I'm going to do 20 and a 10. So that's 20, 30. And add that to what's already here. And so we have 20, 40, 60, 80, $90 in gifts. And it's just so awesome. Like, I have been saving now for 2 pay periods. It is so awesome to see the amount of money I've been able to save in that time. And then for giving, we're going to do $5. This is a new envelope, but want to go ahead and get that giving envelope started with a small contribution this pay period. So I am done with our sky blue binder, and now it's time for our mint binder. We got our mint binder ready here, and now we are going to keep up the stuffing. Let me make sure I update that giving received $5. So for home maintenance, we're adding $20. And with that, we're at 20, 40, 60, 80. So we almost have $100 saved in home maintenance. By our next pay period, we'll have $100. So that's just really exciting. Luxury wardrobe. So I have this because I love luxury goods and accessories, but instead of buying them outright or putting them on a credit card, I want to start saving for them now. But for this pay period, it is not getting stuffed because, quite frankly, it's just not a priority right now. But I do have this envelope that I will be stuffing. Medical expenses. So the medical envelope was very busy and I'm going to actually take it out of here. The medical expenses envelope was very busy. It had at least 3 separate transactions for medications or co-pays that I owed. So I even have change in here. All this change is going to go into my coin container. And then I'm going to replace that change with a couple of extra dollar bills here. So I'm going to take that, put that back in, and I am adding $23 to the medical envelope. So I'm going to do 120 and 1, 2. Oh, great. I picked up exactly 3 ones. So that now has the 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we now have $54 in our medical envelope. And I'm going to keep my eye on this one because it was so busy in March. I'm thinking I may begin contributing more than that $20 a pay period. I think I'll likely start contributing $30 to $40 a pay period, but we'll see. For mortgage, I am going to be putting in $100. And we now have 100, 200, 50, 70, 90, 310, 330, 350, 60, 70, 85, 95, $400 in our mortgage envelope. And that envelope got thick pretty quickly, so I love to see that. So we have $400 in that envelope right now. Then savings is going to get $45. So I'm going to do 1, 2 20s and a 5 for 45. And then we're going to add that to our savings envelope. So we now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 5, 45, and 46. So we have $146 in our savings envelope. That is fantastic. And again, this is just one of 4 savings accounts at this point. Really trying to put that money to the side. And this says vacation fund, but really it's more like a It's more like a travel fund / vacation. We have 2 weddings upcoming, a wedding and a vow renewal upcoming in August and September. So I'm really trying to bulk up this envelope because we'll be traveling back-to-back weeks. So I'll be adding $90 to this envelope. So I'm going to do a 50 and 220, so 50, 70, 90. I'm just going to add that here. And so in our vacation envelope, we now have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 5, 90, 5, 96, 97, 98, 99, $300 now in our vacation fund, which is amazing. And that is actually going to get a little bit of an extra boost, and I'll show you where that extra boost is coming from. So now I have all of my sinking funds filled, and I'm going to set them to the side and calculate our sinking funds balance now that we've stuffed our envelopes for the pay period. So we now have 1,515. Y'all, I've been saving in these sinking funds for about a month now, and I managed to save $1,500, which is fantastic. So very exciting. Now you may be saying, okay, Shani, you stuffed all your sinking funds. What is this extra money? I did tell you all that I'm doing the 100 envelopes challenge. So just a bit about that. With the 100 envelopes challenge, you label 100 envelopes 1 to 100. And then every pay period, you select however many envelopes you'd like. For me, I've been selecting 3 envelopes. And then based on whatever number is on the front of the envelope, I stuff it with that amount. Now, something a little different for my challenge is anything that's under the number 20 and under, I'm doubling it up. So for this $11 envelope, instead of putting $11 in here, I'm going to put 22. I also chose envelope number 26 and envelope number 54. So my fiance and I decided that this is how we want to fund our joint account together, because we will have a joint account when we get married for bills and things like that. And one of the ways we want to seed that account, this is the way we've chosen to seed it. So it's very exciting. And right now I'm going to go ahead and stuff these 3 envelopes, seal them, and then put them away for safekeeping. So once all 100 envelopes are stuffed, we then open them, count all that money, and deposit it in the bank. Now, generally with the 100 envelopes challenge, you should be able to save $5,050, which is going to be a nice little chunk of change for us to start our joint account with. But because I'm doubling up some of the envelopes, it's definitely going to be more than that. And I haven't calculated how much it will be because I kind of want it to be a surprise. And I just might change my mind and start stuffing some other envelopes, double the amount. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done now. Before I go, I wanted to show you what I'm doing with the extra $151 that I managed to save or roll over this pay period. All of that money will be going to 2 envelopes. So, and they're both in our mint binder. In our mint envelope, we are going to put another $101 into the savings account, or into the mortgage envelope, I'm sorry. So we're doing 101. Let's set that aside. So it's 50, 70, 90, 101. And now with this extra $101, we have 100, 200, 50, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 5, 95, $501. That is so amazing. I'm so excited. And then the last 50, I will be adding to the vacation fund or the travel fund. So we can, I said this is one of those envelopes I really wanted to beef up since we have 2 trips coming up in August and September. So now we have 50, 100, 50, 70, 90, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 335, 340, 345, 346, 47, 48, 49, and $350. So I really want to thank y'all for joining me today, and stay tuned for more budgeting videos, more lifestyle content. Pretty soon I'm going to do a video on some of my favorite luxury accessories and like starter SLGs for Louis Vuitton. So I'm really excited, and I hope you all stop by. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.